Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Wednesday, October 9, 2024. I, of course, with Originator Success here, the daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. This morning, coming to you from my office here in the Great Smoky Mountains, broadcasted to you on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook. Just put a hashtag replay. It only takes a minute. Lets me know that you're actually watching, gets to validate some of those dumb analytics I get to see. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, subscribe, share us in a group, all that good stuff. Remember, if you'd like to get a written email lock advice to your email, www.ratelockadvice.com. Now, some of y'all may not have been getting this over time, and we've made some changes to our email servers. And so if you were signed up and it kind of disappeared, it should be coming back now. You should be able to see it. So anyway, check us out at www.ratelockadvice.com. Go ahead and sign up and get the daily email. You can also sign up for our text advice, www.ratetextalerts.com. Get a text alert in the morning, a wrap up in the afternoon, and alerts when there is reprice, risk, and protect your pipeline. Only a couple bucks. You can also sign up for a reminder that I'm going live each day. If you'd like to sign up for that, it's hmmr.io/reminder. And last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help you get loans from Google and social media. So all of that said, let's say hi to our live folks. Who do we got here this morning? Say good morning, my friends. Let me know that you are here. Let's have a lovely chat. I see quite a few of you on this morning. First one to say hello this morning was Mr. Mike Morano. How are you, sir? Great to have you here. Bobby Searson. Thank you for joining me. Deb Dickinson. You know, I get to see you each and every day. You guys do this. I really appreciate you. The only reason I do this is because you do this. Angela Walters, good morning. Brandy Brickler, great to have you here. Mallory Fotiadis, good morning. Ron Siegel, National Moldy Cheese Day. That's right, baby. Moldy cheese is blue cheese, and I like blue cheese. Let me know in the comments, do you like blue cheese? Blue cheese dressing, blue cheese on your salad. Blue cheese is a bit of a rich cheese, but yeah, show me some old. It's also National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work Day. I am a teddy bear, Ron Siegel. I am a teddy bear. So let me know in the comments if you like blue cheese. Good morning, Clyde, Penton, Mandy, Kangas, Tom Deadmore. Great to have all of you here. Candido Diaz, thank you for that wonderful post you put on Facebook the other day, by the way, my friend. Risa Wera, good morning. Colin, Jordan, great to have you here. Mr. Christopher Griffith, hello, sir. Haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you, my friend. Congratulations again on your acquisition and business growth, and you lead the industry, man. I appreciate you. Julie Lawrence, good morning. Nicole Semerad, great to have you here. Nicole Semerad, fan of blue cheese. Risa Wera, a fan of blue cheese. Bobby Searson loves it too. Mallory Fotiadis, not so much. She's not liking that blue cheese. Come on, Mallory. You don't like some blue cheese? Angela Walters likes blue cheese and basically any cheese. I'm with you. As far as those stuffed olives, Siegel, my wife likes blue cheese stuffed olives. At least she got Tito's. But I like the jalapeno stuffed olives. Tom Deadmore, also a blue cheese, gorgonzola, fan of all those happy cheeses. All right, my friends. Well, again, thank you for joining me. Glad to have you here this morning. Let's go ahead and get to the good stuff here. Talk about what's going on. Mortgage-backed securities are down 8 basis points to start the day. However, that's still better than where we were yesterday. See down here at this dip. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. I don't know if it, there we go. Okay, we can. Good. Sometimes it breaks when I do this. So hold on. I am going to, there you go. All right. So take a look here at this dip. When pricing came out yesterday, we were in a low point. We saw improvement yesterday through the day. A quick recap, what we saw yesterday through the day. It was a nice improvement, you know, and it put us in a position where when I sent out the text alert, we talked about going ahead and floating into today because we at least had room to improve, see better rate sheets. We did lose a little bit of ground this morning, recovered some of it, lost it again. Things are flattening out. Take a look at this pattern we see here with mortgage-backed securities, looking at the Japanese candlestick. So again, we had our highlight up here before the Fed meeting, way before the Fed meeting, September 16th. Fed meeting was on the 18th. Things really didn't lose ground after the Fed meeting. That's not when the damage came. It came here after the jobs data, of course. And since then, it has been a pivotal pivotal shift. Remember what happened? The jobs data came in much, much stronger than expected. Fed members really focused on jobs data right now over anything else. Why? Because that was what was losing ground. Inflation is improving. Now, inflation, though, is taking another, it's getting a second wind. So tomorrow we're going to get the CPI inflation report. The last couple of times we've gotten it, it hasn't been a big deal because the Fed has been more focused on the labor market. However, this time around, we saw the labor market kicking us in the teeth, showing much more strength than I figure that it should, much more than ever anticipated. What that's going to happen today, we're going to get the Fed meeting minutes. They're going to come out at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Fed meeting minutes aren't going to make much of a difference. We're also going to have a lot of Fed speakers today. We've had a few Fed speakers yesterday. Talk a little bit about that here. So, Fed Insights, minutes from Fed Reserve. Oh, here, let me just tweak this a little so it fits better in the, hold on. There you go. Okay. So minutes from the Fed Reserve's September meeting released today will show the extent of consensus around the rate cut decision, may also provide a glimpse at the downside risks policymakers thought warranted the outsized move. Remember, we went from, holy smokes, instead of a quarter point, the Fed cut rates a half a point, they went in strong, to, well, maybe they won't even cut rates at all in November. Take a look at this. Still a 12% probability that we may not even see a Fed rate cut. Markets are pricing in. Not realistic, but that's what they're pricing in. So going back here, meanwhile, the latest speeches from Fed Chair Philip Jefferson, Atlanta Fed Chief Raphael Bostic pointed to a measured approach yesterday. That's the term that's being used a lot, measured approach, right? Lori Logan, Bostic, Goolsbee, Mary Daly, all scheduled to speak today. A lot of Fed speakers, and they're pushing the same message. So I don't think that we're going to see much movement at 2 p.m. Eastern time with the Fed meeting minutes. I don't think that markets are going to give the meeting minutes that much credibility. We could see a move a few basis points, but it's not going to be much. You're going to have the Fed speakers out there, and they're all promoting that same thing. They're pushing a very consistent message of slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Right now, I know Ron Siegel thinks we're going to see a half point cut in November, but markets not agreeing. Best case scenario, markets are pricing in is a quarter point cut and about a 90% expectation. Let's see. My man Ron Siegel is popping out there. He said Barry's message yesterday highlighted the Fed speakers post jobs report. They seem to see that the jobs report as an anomaly, still planning to cut. The big one was the New York Fed governor saying he's still on for continued cuts. Yeah, they've all said that they're on for continued cuts. They didn't think like, oh my goodness, this was never going to be a one and done. However, it doesn't leave the market open for this here. Now, Christopher Griffith, I hope you're on and still here, my friend. Blue cheese has mold in it. Yuck and gross, you wrote. Do you not like dry aged steaks? Come on, as a beef connoisseur, as a, what do you call that? That chop house that you have. What do you call that when you guys as a processor, as a beef processor? Are you not a fan of dry aged? Very similar. Anyway, Siegel, yeah, I definitely I didn't see what Barry said, but I do understand that idea, here that they are still planning to cut because they can't let one report either way change things. They're trying to move a cruise liner, and it takes a long time to turn that thing around. This is not a speedboat, right? So I think that we see the quarter point. I think this basically puts us in a position of where markets are expecting and accepting what's going to happen. I got you. All facts. The pellicle is cut off aged steaks. You consume none of it. So, but doesn't it still live in there somehow? I don't know. We got to jump on a call. You got to train me on this stuff. Julie said Ron was right last time. We were thinking a quarter and he thought a half the whole time. Give Siegel his dues. Absolutely. Golf clap. Siegel did call it. And he didn't even rub it in anyone's nose, including mine. But he did call it, so maybe he's right. But what markets are pricing in right now is this idea here. So anyway, I don't think we get any real surprises today. However, the CPI inflation data tomorrow, let's talk more about that. You'll see the lock advice down at the bottom says lock anything closing in 15 days. Rates suck. The jump in rates absolutely suck. I get it. You're going to see slightly better today than where we were yesterday. They've kind of held off. No, you're wrong. What you're feeling is cognitive dissonance, much like the originators watching the 10-year. Tell me more, Griffith. What are you talking about? Oh, you're telling me about the steak? About the steak, cognitive dissonance. I got you. So anyway, looking at what's going on here, let's talk a little bit more about the CPI inflation data. If the data comes in tomorrow and it does, remember, you've got the negative momentum going on with traders, with markets, with the expectation of what's going to happen with the Fed, right? So we're just now starting to see bonds stabilize. Let me make this a little bit smaller so it fits in the side screen here. So you can see it here. See how we've had this big dip and then it kind of it's leveling off, right? Now, this is normal to see, and it's not enough that we can get excited about. This is where traders start to just kind of let the dust settle. You see some buying at these levels, but it's not enough to necessarily see a reversal. That drop here continues to kind of hold things steady. But if the CPI data does not show inflation tomorrow improving as much as is expected, we're going to see that this will take another dip lower. Remember, we are kind of smack in the middle of the range between the moving averages, the 50, the red line here, and the 100, the green line here. We have room for bonds to move lower in the technicals. Now, the 10-year Treasury yield, a little less so. Looking here, you could see that 4.07 is where it would be getting technical support from that 100-day moving average. Right now, we're at 4.04. If we were to see a really, really stellar drop in inflation, we may see some improvement, but I don't think markets are mentally in a position where we're going to see a lot of improvement based on the CPI inflation data tomorrow. So I think there's more risk than there is potential reward. Anything closing the next 15 days, I would definitely consider locking. Again, I hate the idea of locking. I am a gambler by nature, but looking at the potential, what do we have to see on that CPI inflation data in order to see improvement this week? And how much improvement would we see versus what is the chance that if that data comes in and it shows anything that traders don't like, it's going to send things on another sell-off worsening. So the risks favor locking short term, just things closing the next couple of weeks, just because of risk. Now, loans that are 15 to 30 days out, I'm still floating those, cautiously floating. I think that we are near, the worst levels when it comes to rates. I don't think they're going to get much worse than this. Let's say that Mortgage News Daily, worst case scenario, if we did see mortgage-backed securities come down and test this 100-day moving average here, this green line, I think that we would see another eighth of a point in rate. So it brings us up to about 6 3/4. We're not pushing back up into the sevens. We're definitely not seeing things that are getting tremendously worse, but I think that we are close to capping out and we are higher than where we were. We're not likely to see improvement near term, but loans that have 30 plus days have the most opportunity. We've got tomorrow's CPI inflation data. We've got November 1st labor report. We've got the November 7th Fed meeting. As far as what role elections are playing in this, they are going to play a role. There's not a lot of talk about it right now. There was speculation that if Trump wins, higher tariffs, higher inflation. But then you could argue the same thing with the money being spent in social programs and stuff if Kamala Harris wins. So, some things there. Julie said, with Christmas coming quick, aren't we sort of hosed with inflation? Maybe not this month, but the next month or two. Not necessarily, Julie. It's a bigger picture than that one. There he said, the pellicle is rancid. You would immediately know and spit it out, kind of like the jobs report. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's where I'm at, my friends. If you've got anything closing the next couple of weeks, if you are floating it, just know that there is risk floating into tomorrow. And I think I might be a little once bitten, twice shy after that jobs report. normally I don't mind floating into a report and giving it a chance. I'm just paranoid at what the market's reaction could be tomorrow if that data comes in showing the inflation is not getting better. Could markets anticipate if we see this column move up, the idea that the Fed is not going to cut rates, it's going to be worse for mortgage rates immediately. If we see this go away and this goes up, then mortgage rates will get slightly better. Ron said that he thinks the biggest risk on the horizon is geopolitical, generally creates a flight to safety. Ron, we have not seen a true flight to safety risk in years. Even with all of the drama, the geopolitical drama that you're talking about overseas, things that are going on over in Iran, Israel, all of that geopolitical stuff. I got to tell you, I don't know that that it's going to help things. I really don't. It's also going to drive up oil prices, which is not going to help mortgage rates. It's going to be inflationary. It's going to be all that stuff. So, I don't think that we see a true flight to safety with what's going on. And if the drama overseas continues and if things continue to get worse, I respect your opinion for sure. I just don't know that I agree with it, or I do know that I don't agree with it. I don't think it's going to give us that. So anyway, all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hopefully we get lower inflation tomorrow and we get a bit of a rebound in bonds. Again, just with the risk that's there, consider locking those loans closing near term. I know that it's optimistic loans that have a month from now, though. I'm still floating. Why would we want to lock now? I think we're near the worst levels. It's my opinion. Then again, I didn't see the jobs report coming. I didn't see the reaction coming. I said, even if we did see stronger jobs data, that it would be a couple of days, meaning by now, and we'd be recovering. I'm not going to point to this information, this here as recovering by any means. Hopefully it's providing a bit of a plateau, but yeah, but no, I certainly didn't see the strength of the jobs data because I don't think it's legit. I don't think it's there. So, all right, I'll see you all tomorrow, and you guys have a great one. All right, bye-bye.